just everybody just says that. It's like too easy to criticize.
It's too easy. I get that all. Oh, hey, what's up, everybody? Right now, we back here at Capital MMA with the owner and a black belt instructor, my coach, former wrestling coach and stuff like that. And we just been sitting here having conversations about, you know, the differences between Krav Maga and Jiu Jitsu, the pros and cons of different things. So we pretty much decided we'll do kind of a, we was talking about the guillotine defense and standing and the pros and cons of both. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna kind of run through the way Jiu Jitsu would handle somebody attacking you with a front headlock or a guillotine, and we talk about the pros and cons of that. Sure. And then I can go over like the Krav Maga and how we handle a front headlock, and we talk about the pros and cons of that.
Sounds good to me.
All right, you want to go first?
Happy to. All right. So DJ's gonna get me in that front guillotine. So I want to have both hands here. I got to address the choke, right? Let's move this for sure. I'm addressing the choke with this hand and coming to his wrist, right about the heel of his hand here. The same time, this arm, same action. I'm swinging this up. I need to get over his shoulder with that. Boom, he's got that head. He's trying to pick me up. So now I'm going to side shuffle, tee up on him. You can see I get to this tee, and if you notice, my knee is right behind his knee. This is going to be a little knee tap to bring him down. I want to make sure this grip is nice and tight. I'm not just trying to hold him with hand strength. I'm bringing my elbow tight to my hip to try and take some steam off that choke. I've got this hand high over his shoulder, as high as I can, right down the spine. Boop, I'll knock him down, and I just shuffle sideways. I walk him down. I'm going slow here. Keep this glued to my chest. I drop the ball on my shoulder and his neck. I should be able to get a nice little Von Flu choke out of that.
I love that Von Flu.
Put him right to sleep. Walk him down. It's important. I want to walk him down. I don't want to slam him down because I don't want to slam myself. And I want to keep my hand down the spine like that. That keeps the ball on my shoulder right in the carotid cavity on his neck. That allows me to hit that choke with some good power. So that's how we would do it in Jiu Jitsu.
Okay. What do you think is the best part of that defense?
Well, it buys you some nice survival time, especially if you've got someone who doesn't know how to fight but thinks they know how to fight. They go for that guillotine. They're really trying to haul you up.
Right.
So you're attaching. You're making yourself nice and heavy, getting around them. You can even kind of. We'll show a variation sometimes where you kind of hop up and even let them pick you up, frame it on their legs, and then they set you down. And then I get to walk you right down and put you on the ground. I do like that about it.
When you go to the side, can I still, like once you get to the side, at what point are you out of the choke?
I feel like I'm out of the choke once I kind of hit that, when I get perpendicular to
Okay.
Because you don't have that kind of strength to pull. You're not pulling with that same front force with the blade of your arm is coming right.
Can you show me?
Yeah. So you want to run it or you want me to?
I do it on you. Right?
Sure. So right here, you pick me up right here, and that's heavy. That sucks. And if you go to pick me up like that, I can even go here and I can see I kind of make myself heavy.
Yep.
Right? So I'm here, nice and tight with the elbow. I feel like right when I get to right about here.
Yeah, I can't.
You don't have that angle.
Yeah, I don't have it anymore.
And then bing, and I'm gonna knock you down. And I'm gonna do that, it's a nice kind of side shuffle just to set you down on the mat, keeping that shoulder in your neck.
Because I have no base.
And then I, twist my hips right into it.
Okay.
That takes that pressure away because I take the angle off that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is there a con to it, do you think, or?
I do, the con that I think of in that application, or what you need to be aware of, is I am taking you to the ground. And it's great to study these techniques in isolation. We all know that most fights occur in environments where everyone's got their phone out,
yes, sir,
or people's friends are around.
Yes, sir.
When I go to the ground, I got to watch out for your buddy who's going to be running up to me with a beer bottle or a pool cue in his hand. So it works and it's great, but
you end up on the ground.
put him down. I would even say, don't be so invested in hitting that choke. If you know you're in an environment with a lot of people, get him down, get safe, stand back up, and be ready to contend with other people.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's the one thing I would really advise.
Well, actually, that's a good segue into the Krav Maga version.
Okay.
So if you have me in the guillotine, so here.
Nice.
Do it again slow.
Lots of strikes.
Yep.
Nice.
So when you have that guillotine in now, of course, if somebody gets you on the guillotine and they have that type of experience, it's going to be on so fast that, I mean, if you're in, you're in.
Yes.
Okay. But we got to be early. So the first thing we do is the similar thing that you did, Jay, is both of our hands are going to come up to the danger, which is the choke. This is instinctive. Most people, if their neck is being threatened, their hands will go to the threat. So we want to address that. The second thing I want to do is I want to strike his groin. I want to strike his groin in order to get his hips back. If Jay brings his hips in, then I'm gone. So I want to strike his groin to get his hips back, and also I'm going to line my shoulder up with where the hands meet, the lock, and I'm going to use my shoulder to break that lock. Once I break the lock, I'm going to turn this way. Once I break the lock, and I'm going to do a video on this on my Fix It Friday. A lot of people have a misconception about the groin strike and breaking the lock, but we're just going over the concept right now. So once I break the lock, in Krav Maga, we don't want to go to the ground. So we're going to stand up and we're going to do anything that we can in order to go home safe. What you think?
Oh, I like it. I mean, obviously, nobody likes getting hit in the groin. I think, what was that, 24 strikes? That's going to change the conversation right there.
It's crazy because I just watched a video by a guy, really good instructor. I watch him all the time. And he was talking about why, the groin strike wouldn't be good. I mean, I disagree with him. He said that if you're being choked, you won't think about, doing the groin strike. And I said, well, if you're being choked, you won't be thinking about anything. If you're late, you're late.
Right.
That's why you got to address the immediate danger first and try to, get your hands in to try to alleviate that choke before you can do anything.
Well, isn't that why we train? Like, of course, if you don't train, you're not going to think about that. But you need to come in to your school and get the reps and program the response.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Whatever
sir.
it is, you have to have a response.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you're not doing that, then of
we
course
say you do what you train to do.
you have to. Yeah, and you have to train it under pressure, just like that.
Yeah, exactly. The pro of that defense, in my opinion, is the strike.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fast. I mean, it's if somebody has that guillotine in, I can't see where I would not be able to strike the groin. And sometimes when I'm practicing, like when we do it like hard, they'll let it go right there.
Yeah, sure.
And then that just gives me, a whole bunch of opportunities. So it's fast and easy. That's the pro of it. The con of it, Jay, and you might be able to help me with this, it's a couple of cons. But one of the cons, we was talking about their hips was back.
Yeah.
We would have to, we got to figure out how to deal with that if their hips is too far back and
Correct.
I can't hit the groin.
Correct.
Dimitri actually got me in the guillotine and I was like, oh shit, I can't reach the groin.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an issue. But a bigger issue that I have is if it's an arm in.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have me in the arm in guillotine, right, now I don't really have a strike at if you get hips are in, I don't really have a good strike at the groin because I can't really get any power to it.
Right.
And that always bothered me if somebody has a good arm in guillotine.
Yeah.
I guess if they had the arm in guillotine, I could still do the one that you was talking about.
That's going to be tough to do. I mean, like you said, you get that arm in, like I can't get over your shoulder to defend here. So here, it's going to be kind of comparable to, I have to do a lot of work with my hips. Again, I'm attaching here. And the nice thing about the arm in guillotine is that the choke isn't as powerful initially, right? So I feel like if I'm here, I can fire my hips into your hips, pop my chest up, and come around.
Okay.
That's what would be my impulse.
Ah.
I don't think that the steam on that choke is going to be as much as if don't have the
Right.
It's not pure neck exposure.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So I would be thinking about how can I get my hips forward and my head up, head and chest up to come up out of the hole and bust that frame.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe it's not as a biggest concern. Most people, you know, when I've been practicing or whatever, most people don't do the arm and guillotine.
Yeah.
You know, so I always kind of have that growing strike available.
And I think a lot of people, especially untrained people, they see that that choke, they'll get the neck and they want to pick up with it.
Mm-hmm.
And a good guillotine is not picking up. When I'm here, you know, if I pick up, I'm inviting all kinds of responses from you. The right response is to get out of that. You know, if I'm being smart about it, I'm staying right here. I'm keeping my hips down, my head attached, and I'm just taking that. You know, there's no elevation on my part.
Okay.
So you've got to have some responses in your pocket. When you feel that, you're like, you know, you're dealing with someone who's trained and knows how to maintain their posture, and that's a different
animal.
Be ready. I mean,
animal.
the strikes still might be there, all that stuff might work, but that's a trained person.
Yeah.
Who's hitting it technically with proficiency.
Well, you know, look, I say it all the time, man. A fight is a fight, you know, and whatever gets you out of that situation while you're in that situation and home safe to your family is the right thing to do.
Have a response, have something ready to go.
What's up?
Have something ready to go, train it up, go see DJ and train, come see me and train, see both of us.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I do. You know,
That's right.
get as much training as you can. All right. But I appreciate you, Jay, man. Your time is valuable. Guys, we're gonna get together on some more stuff. We're gonna get together on a couple other things too.
That would be great.
You know, well, it depends on how you like it. So you got to make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we'll keep them going. All right.
Yeah. Nice.
All right. Let's do the 1, 2, 3 this time. We did the bell last time.
Okay.
Do the 1, 2, 3.
Count it out, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
That's it. Nice work. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Focus clap.
All right.